you can't actually compare the satisfaction that comes with knowing that you actually did the work and you got this for yourself.
Yeah,
Let's say if you get
100%.
a nice car, a Mercedes Benz, that's my dream car.
Oh, yeah?
If I got it out of my hard work,
Yeah.
I feel so proud. Even when I'm getting into it,
Yeah,
I feel,
you're like, come
wow,
on.
this is mine. Like,
It's my
it's
thing.
mine.
Yeah, yeah.
Other
And
than,
I'm
you know,
bossing.
like, I got it from a friend or I got it from a boyfriend.
It won't
or
have that
whatever.
value. Yeah.
Yes, it's, I'm not saying it's bad
Yeah,
to
yeah,
get
nah,
these
true.
gifts from
Yeah,
people,
yeah.
but it feels more
Way more rewarding when it comes from your own
when
sweat.
it comes from your sweat
Yeah.
and your hard work.
100%.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Youth Impact Show. I'll be your host, Nadia Kiboy. Now, before we dive deeper into the topic of discussion today, I want to take this opportunity to give a special thanks to our host today, Convent International Hotel. And in case you're joining us for the first time, in case you're seeing us for the first time, please subscribe to our channel for amazing and inspiring content. Now, last week we talked about failure and success. Today, we'll be talking about failure and success part 2. I'm just curious to know what are actually the reasons as to why young people fail. And we'll be going deeper into that discussions with my guests today. These are the same guests we had in the previous episodes, and we will dive deeper into this discussion. Welcome. Hi, Shalom. Hi, Steve.
Hey. Hola.
How has your week been? How have you guys been?
It's been interesting.
Yes.
It's been involving as well, I'm not gonna lie.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we saw, involving, because we saw you in the advert. So we guess that's what has been happening.
Oh, man. Nigeria Junior. Okay. Yes.
Nigerian Junior.
Yeah.
Wow. What has been so interesting about your week since we met? What has been so interesting about your days?
My week has been vibes. It's been busy up until today. Today I had some friends who, like if you have caretaker friends, like who would actually be like, yo man, you've been like, on it and stuff, but like, like we just need to take a break. So today we went GP cutting and I had the time of my life, like, amazing conversations with friends. Yeah, so that's like the apex of my week. Yeah, big time. Yeah.
Wow, I'm happy. I'm happy to hear how your weeks have been, and I'm really happy to have you here again. This is a continuation of the topic of discussion we had last week.
Yes.
We talked about failure and success. And when we discussed that, something came up in mind, and I felt like, I think failure and success is part of us. It's part of life. 100%. So it's very huge. We cannot exhaust talking about failure and success because every other day people have different experiences and they experience failure and success in different stages of their lives. Yeah. So the question I had was, actually, what are actually the reasons as to why young people fail? Why? Why do we fail? I have experienced failure myself. But I can pinpoint a few things I have done wrongly. But like generally, why do young people experience failure? We can start with you, Shalom.
Well, personally, when you're saying that, something came to mind, yeah? This element of comparison. Big comparison, like you see next man is winning at this point in time in life. You see yourself, maybe you might not be at that position, and you start comparing your lives. You're like, rah, so-and-so is winning. And let's say you're the same age, to make matters even worse. You're the same age, my man is winning, you're not winning at that point. Or or maybe your winning might not be like his kind of winning, yeah? So you start comparing and you're like, you start comparing your lives and you're like, I'm not even worth it. So it starts now creating that element of, you being unable to progress forward and to surpass the limits that you're in. So you start forming your own boundary that you exist within, that area of focus that you're in, that you're meant to break past and supersede and go beyond. So yeah, so I'd say comparison is one big thing, to be fair, yeah.
What do you have any other thing you may think of?
So for me, like, it all boils down to mindset, because I do think that, like, the mind is the mother of it all. Your mind is the mother of value. And, like, when you're talking value, we're talking company. When you're talking value, we're talking timelines. And I love what Shalom said. And, like, when he says that, like, comparison, like, I've been in a situation whereby I almost, like, I was tempted to live in other people's timelines. We're like, we went to the same primary school, but you're already doing 1, 2, 3 and all that. And like, we actually, like, had similar opportunities, but you see, like, you can never fully live in anyone's timeline. Like, you can only live in your own timeline. So, like, the mind defines to you the things you should value. It defines to you, like, the people you should have close. It defines to you, the mind actually bats the environment, because besides the external environment, there is the internal environment, and that controls your perception of the external environment. So I actually very much, like, love what Shalom said, like, when he talked about, like, comparisons. And that is actually, like, a major killer of dreams and all that. Granted the fact that, like, we have people who want to, like, live in other people's timelines. We have people who question themselves. I, for example, like, questioned myself at some point. Like, I'd ask myself, why is it that, like, the guy I went to the same primary school, high school with is already doing 1, 2, 3, and I'm not doing that. And you see, focus thrives from a place without distraction. And sometimes timelines and, like, society, if you look at, like, the human cycle of life, you'd realize that, like, you are supposed to actually be born, taken care of, go to school, finish with school, hustle a bit, get married and all that. And such timelines sometimes do not have age to them. You get, like, they simply, like, as you look at, like, you live your life without the pressure of other people, and make sure that, like, internally you're stable enough to actually function with what you actually, like, have inside. So that would be my submission.
As you were talking, I was actually thinking about another thing, because it's another people perceive failure, especially to men like you guys. You're supposed to be the head of the family. You're supposed to, show the path for your family and for everyone else to follow. And I just can't help but imagine, like, how actually men handle failure, because, the people I have seen try to make it in life and they have failed severally. But does that make you feel less of a man? Not really.
I'd say this, and I'm gonna date back to last episode but one. Like, my definition of failure is a stepping stone to success. So I wouldn't really say that it should make you feel less of a man. But ideally, as a man in the society, you need to provide. A man has 3 roles in the society. A man is a priest, a man is a protector, a man is a provider. The 3 P's, yeah? So ideally, that's essentially what you're meant to, do and to execute as you roll in the society. And it will get to you 100%, and we do not deny if that gets to you. But now it's how you choose to, deal with it once it comes. Because we don't have the power to dictate the stimuli that we get to receive, but we have the power to respond to the stimuli that we receive. So how you respond to the stimuli that you get in terms of, let's say you're trying to achieve something and it doesn't really come through, Like now, and then it comes out as failure to you. Like you need to evaluate exactly what it is that is happening and how you're gonna like respond to it. Yeah, and it shouldn't define you as a man then, because a man is great, man. Like these things are what make the man. They shouldn't define the man. They make the man to become a stronger person in the society. They make a man become stronger in his roles of providing, being a priest and protecting, all these things, yeah. So they are meant to sharpen and not to define, so such that you're in the victim mentality of, yeah, I'm weak, I'm a failure. Yeah, now once it gets to your mind, once it gets to your mentals, that's it, man. It starts deteriorating and naturing your ability to be able to lead. Yeah.
Yeah, since you're talking about failure and success, and it's inevitable to have the what ifs and the uncertainties of life, it happens to everyone. We all have those what if questions in our heads, and we keep asking ourselves, like, what if I'm doing is not actually what I'm supposed to be doing? What if actually my path is supposed to be this and that? And you are actually uncertain of what is ahead. As a young person, how do you handle the what ifs in your life? Those uncertainties. Yes.
But like, I think personally, that's what I enjoy the most. The what ifs, because I live in a very uncertain world. I am the kind of a person who banges on risks.
Hashtag Nike, risk everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, risk everything. And just do it.
Yeah,
See what I did
exactly.
there?
Just
See
do
what I
it.
did there?
Yeah, because
Yo.
mine, like, I live a Nike kind of lifestyle, whereby, like, you're just pressing through the fog, and like, whatever you bump into, you are a believer of the fact that you can handle it. So that points to like the internal engine. You get like that already informs your psyche that you're so capable that anything that actually comes that looks like a shocker would not exactly be a shocker. You get like, the reason as to why I never actually fret over like, events and all that. It's because when I look at like my past and everything that I've gone through, I've sorted things that like in my own perception of things are crazy. And I believe everyone has a bit of that here and there. Yeah, so so the what ifs, they are well like that could be something that actually like slaps a few people like off balance. But I think they are the things that should actually like prove to us what we are actually like capable of. And allow me to actually like say this off the scriptures, if not much, to actually like much too much. But it says that like we are immeasurably capable. You get like if your capability is beyond measure, then it simply points to like infinity, the umpteens. You get like it simply points to like even some of those things that haven't happened, like you've been capable of like handling them. So yeah, I wouldn't like bother much, and that would actually be my message to like anyone out there like watching that, like let the what ifs like be the kind of like the items you dance with. They spice up the dance. They make like that interaction and living life very interesting. Imagine if life were just plain, so that like we didn't have circumstances, we didn't have situations that would have you call a friend up and be like, yo, I need to talk. You get, I need a conversation. Or like because looking at it critically, Nadia, doubt is the mother of faith. Yeah, like then what are you believing in? You get like, so if you don't doubt yourself at a certain point in time, then you're not a believer.
True. Wow. You have anything to add on that?
Yeah, I'd say this, yeah. I'd say this, that what ifs are good, just to back him and just side with him. What if is actually really good, because one, when you ask questions, that's how you receive answers. Yeah? You won't just get an answer if there's no question. And the what if is a question. It could be any what if, but as much as it's a what if, it generates or it leads you to seeking for an answer. Yeah, so I'd say it's healthy to have what ifs and question, especially concerning yourself on matters success, if you're on the right path, because it enables you to expand yourself, try out several different stuff, and to find your niche. Because you never know, if you sit down without asking and questioning yourself, you might just end up being in a position of stagnation. You won't be able to expand and try out different stuff. Stretch your hands here and there, put your hands on neck 1, 2, 3, 4, and see what it is for you that is actually your niche. And by virtue of that, you find out that you become way more productive than so many who just choose not to question and just choose to let it be. Yeah, you need to engage in self-diagnosis. Ask yourself, question yourself, man. Like, is this really what I'm meant to do? Like, even personally, like, I even ask myself, like, like, is this really what I'm meant to do? So, and then I look for other spheres and fields of what I'm in, that I'm doing, and I try to engage and see if really this is something that I like, Yeah, I've tried a couple of stuff. I found that some stuff I really love, and I would say that, like, let's say my fashion is something that I would like to do and continue with, yeah? I'd really like to exhaust each and every opportunity that exists in that field, yeah, because I found that as something that I seamlessly do. I do it seamlessly, like, without any stress in that. So for me, that's a field that I would love to put effort in. And it just didn't happen like that, because I asked myself, like, what about fashion? Like, let me try and see what is in there that can make me achieve A, B, C, D, Yeah, I would say that.
Wow. That's actually mind-opening, because, like, this, the constant questions that come in your head, inevitably. You will question yourself, you will doubt yourself. But, like, you doubt yourself so that you can get something out of it.
100%.
You don't doubt yourself to get stuck. You doubt yourself to get something out of it. And out of curiosity, since we are actually trying to understand why young people feel, I can't help but question, why do you think our backgrounds and our environments contribute to how we handle failure? Our family backgrounds, the friendship circles that we have, how we've been brought up. Do you think that contributes to sometimes how we handle failure?
So let's consider this, like, I do think yes, to an extent, but I want to say that it's not an excuse. You get? Yeah. Yeah, but, like, if you look at, like, life, so let's go science for a minute, can we? So, like,
I didn't do science.
no, it's okay. If you're not Isaac Newton. Exactly. Yeah. So let's consider, yeah, you're good to go. You buckle out. Yeah. So if you look at, like, let's consider life a simple chemical reaction. If you, yeah. So let's say, hey, this guy, like, take a fist bump on that one. Yeah. So.
I'm here to learn.
Yeah, so if it's actually, like, a simple chemical reaction, that's actually, like, done on, say, a crucible or whatever it is. So if that be a thing, oh, you remember that? I know. I know. We can roll on it, like, for days. Yeah. Yeah, the container. Oh, yeah. I mean, like, they say that, like, nowadays, if someone actually, like, wants to shine on you, they'd actually, like, be like, yo, you remember the pipette? Yeah. It'd be like, oh my God, man. Yeah, that's a tough way. But you see, if the crucible or the container in this case is dirty, then you see, like, that's part of the environment. So it actually, like, affects the chemical, like, the result you get. It affects the reaction and everything else and whatever you will be able to attain. I think the environment has a major effect on us. But you see, like, exactly what I said the other time, that, like, there's something called, like, the AQ, the adaptability quotient. that's what, like, everyone, like, builds. There's a level to which you are raised by your parents. I was raised by my parents to a certain extent. It got to a point whereby my brother and I had to raise each other, like where you do personal upbringing, and then it got to a point whereby I had to bring myself up.
Quick question, are you the last one?
No, I'm not. My bro is.
Or your bro is the last
Yeah, my bro is younger than I am. So we pretty much, like, live together, like, as brothers. And it's not just my bro, it's my friend. Like of all, we're such a big family, like of 21 kids. Yeah, bro.
What?
Like,
Man said 21 kids.
bruh, like, it's a football field, a football team playing with each other.
That's Man United.
Exactly. So you can imagine.
Like what? Like
Yeah.
subs,
Plus,
reserves,
exactly.
That's from the same mother, same father.
No. It's a polygamous setup.
I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So, but like, we're 3 from my mom, and it's crazy. Like, my bro and I. So we've actually, like, brought each other up, and there was a point in life in which I had to bring myself. I'm still doing that. You get. I'm still bringing my, like, raising me up, because every day is a learning situation. So, you see, to entirely blame the environment, to entirely blame your upbringing, is a lot of pain one would actually inflict on self. You get. But to move on from that, because, like, your upbringing is like a past relationship. If you had a relationship with a girl, and then you stick on the pain of that moment, you get. Yeah, that's what happens. So for me, like, if you actually, like, had a past, consider the society, the environment in which you lived in, as a past relationship. Look at the kind of people, and I'll go practical with us. When you look at, like, the celebrities that are, like, today, some of them are very successful, right? They've grown past the ghetto they came from. And, like, they're the people who are now building homes and buying shares, like, into companies and stuff like that. And if that then is like a measuring stick, then you could actually say that they have the ingredients to success just by the virtue of birth. You get. And just being born and being alive in itself is success.
Wow, I like what you said about 8 ingredients of success, because we'll be coming to that a bit later in the discussion. But you mentioned about, you've said that shouldn't be an excuse, because it's a past that you're trying, and it's a past that you're trying to see past.
Exactly.
And I did that.
Bars. I really believe
Wow. I'm actually having what ifs in my head now. What if I'm a poet?
Come on, hey, you're done, no? Come on.
What if I'm a poet? But you see, you cannot use that as an excuse to pull back, because even though it happened, but you can't change the past. So you have to look into things that are now going to influence you positively. I feel like one thing that young people fail at is they're very good at giving excuses. My dad did this, my mom did this, my grandma did this, and it's always an excuse. And we are now turning into using those excuses for our failures. You fail and you say, I fail because this.
The blame game.
Yeah, it's a blame game, and I feel like
So
yes.
you know one thing, about that blame game thing is because of a comfort zone. They wanna come to a comfort zone. Like when you find out that someone, let's say, failure, you don't want to be blamed, but you want to put the blame on someone else so that you can be at a state of comfort. And be at peace. Which is not good, because we need pain to be able to fuel us to get to the next level. You understand?
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And what's funny? Can I mess you guys up? Like, don't forget, because well, if I could mess you guys up mentally, like, for a minute, is if you look at the word excuse and accuse, they all come from the same root. So if you are an accuser, if you accuse people of like, oh, I'm here because of them,
Yes.
or if you accuse things, you get.
Yeah.
So then you're full of
Yeah.
excuse.
Yeah.
You'll be accusing people
Come
and all that.
on,
But
come
you
on.
see, yeah,
Reach, brother.
yeah.
Are talented.
The
I don't know
volume.
what you guys are doing with your talents, but anyway, you mentioned about comfort zone, and you know when you're speaking, I just kept repeating comfort zone so that I don't repeat, because it drives me to the next question. I think you guys read my script. Did you guys snoop into my script and read the questions before this discussion? Because
Come on. Yeah.
comfort zone.
Yeah.
And this brings me to this other question. Young people are used to the freebies mentality. Being given. Every time is borrowing,
Yeah.
being given. We never look at things beyond giveaways.
Yeah.
And that's an issue. That's an issue where it stagnates us. It stagnates our success as well. So how do we handle young people who have freebies mentality? Or how do you handle actually, if you look down and you, hey, by the way, I like free things. And, you know, it sort of makes you so comfortable because you're used to being given.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't get you out to looking out
yeah.
and looking for yourself and making sure that that which you want,
Yeah.
you get it for yourself without being given. So how can we be able to get out of that mentality as young people? Yeah.
Sorry, I think when you say that, I look at it from the root, because in order to cut a tree and to ensure that it's out of existence, you have to uproot it. Yeah. If the trunk is still there, there's still an existence of a tree by virtue of the trunk, because the roots are still inside. So you have to tackle it from the root, yeah? And I'm thinking, cool, for this kid to have this kind of mentality, it stems from a young age, innit? And I'm not saying that it's bad to give. It's okay, it's good to provide, but also inculcate that discipline of wanting to seek. Like, you know, you should want to have that ambition to seek for yourself and have that drive to be hardworking. Yes. You know, from a young age as the kid grows up, you know, I feel like it's something very important, to be fair, because, you know, when you're born with a silver spoon in your mouth and you don't know what it takes to achieve and to achieve like success, or even if it's small, you know, like put a kid through a task where they have to release some sweat or have to strain a bit in order to achieve something, then that therefore it generates a philosophy and, you know, normalcy in the mentals and in their psyche, such that when they grow up, like they know that, you know, like I need to actually grind in order to get something out of something.
Yeah.
Not all the time I'll be giving. Obviously, as a parent, you're meant to give, you're meant to provide, innit? But too much of anything is poisonous, you know.
Yes.
Yeah. So like there has to be that balance where you also allow your younger to be able to, you know, like have that drive, like put them in that environment, give them some strenuous activities that's gonna make them achieve a certain outcome, and then be there to reward. So yeah, like, you know, you need to give like little children like small tasks, you know. Like let's say you tell them to, like let's say I give you a task to wipe this, and you know, like when they achieve like a good outcome of the wiping, you give a reward, so that they can know that rewards just don't come like that, you know. You have to actually do something in order to get something out of what you do. Yeah, what you do with the work of your hands bears fruit. Yeah, not just all the time that you'll be chilling and, you know, you wait for something to fall for. Yeah, nah, it's not like that, man. Yeah, so I'd say that.
And you know, you can't actually compare the satisfaction that comes with knowing that you actually did the work and you got this for yourself.
Yeah,
Let's say if you get a nice car, a Mercedes Benz, that's my dream car.
Oh yeah?
If I got it out of my hard work,
Yeah.
I feel so proud. Even when I'm getting into it,
Yeah,
I feel
you're like, come
wow,
on.
this is mine. Like
It's my
it's
thing.
mine.
Yeah, yeah.
Other than, you know,
bossing.
like I got it from a friend or I got it from a boyfriend.
It won't
or
have that
whoever.
value. Yeah.
Yes, it's I'm not saying it's bad to get these gifts from people, but it feels more
way more rewarding when it comes from your own
when
sweat.
it comes from your sweat and your hard work.
100%.
And it's very validating. You know, like if I'd actually like, look at it, I'd look at it from the angle of capacity. Getting freebies is not a problem to me. Because if someone can actually ease in your journey from point A to point B, why not?
100.
You get. But like, I'll give you guys a practical example. Like, I'm in the startup ecosystem. And if you look at like that ecosystem, there's the mentality that needs a bit of correction, that anyone who actually comes into that space with an amazing idea, smart or not, they are thinking that like, we should actually like, try and race towards funding. One of the things that like, I asked myself like a year ago was like, today, if you were to actually like, get funding, would we be ready for it? Would we have the capacity for it? Because money, someone once defined money as a neutral item, like, to which everyone like, can be receptive and is okay with the pastor, a robber and whatever. But money brings out character. So that means today there's an amount of money that if given to me today would have me run mad. So that simply points to the reality that it's a kind of gift that I do not have the capacity for. You see, we casually say that life is a gift. You get? But what that means to me is that everything is a gift. You'll never get anything that you fully deserve. You get? Like, that's just my thinking. But you see, the question is that like, deserving it is the work that you put into building the capacity to handle that thing. Away from the satisfaction, I think for me, satisfaction comes with the manner in which I handle the gift. Yes, I'd actually like, go out there and work out, like, do a job, get a job done. I get paid for it. But it's what I do with the money, with the gift, that actually like, defines if it has a freebies effect on me, or if it actually like, has an earner's effect on me. Because if I earned it, then I don't think I earned by the job I did, but I get to earn the value of the money post-receipt. You get like, once I've actually like received it, then the use to which I put it, that's what means everything to me. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys.
It sinks home, innit? It sinks home.
One thing I want to tell young people is to own their success in whatever way it comes.
100.
As long as you've put the hard work, you've put a lot of sacrifice into
100.
Own your success.
100%.
Be proud of it. And because we are in this space where we are to inspire young people out there, we use our lives as examples to shed light. Through our experiences, we tell young people that this can be done. This is the way to go about this. This is how I do my own. This is how I handle my own success. This is how I handle my same failure. So we are using this platform to use our experiences to talk to young people out there. And that leads us to, because of time, it leads us to our inspirational quote of today. And we've been talking about success and failure. And this is from a TED Talk by, allow me to use my phone so that I can read it. It's from a TED Talk by Richard St. John. And he has given 8 secrets of success in 8 words, in 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
8 words, 3 minutes.
Sick.
And he's highlighted, and he has put this bubble of what leads to success. And it has different branches of the different things that actually contribute to a successful life. And we have, the first one is passion. And then I'll go to the second one, which is work. We've talked about hard work. The third one is focus. I'll put the link on the video so that we can all see. And then the other one is persist. The other one is ideas. The other one is good. Push and serve. Allow me to go bit by bit. When it comes to persistence, it's actually the number one reason for success. You cannot achieve success if you don't persist. if you're a person who is discouraged by one thing
Yeah.
and you fail and you stay there,
Yeah.
persist.
Persist.
The other thing is ideas. We are young
Dream big,
people.
yeah.
We
Dream
have
big, man.
fresh ideas. We
Yeah,
have
100.
a fresh mind.
Yeah.
We have to listen. We have to observe.
Yeah.
We have to be curious.
Yes.
We have to ask questions.
Questions, yes.
We have to even solve problems
Mm,
and even make connections. That's how we build ideas in young people's lives.
100%.
The other thing is to serve. And I always keep saying this, that a purpose it works for you,
Yeah.
but you are supposed to use your purpose to also serve others.
Others, yeah.
So in future, you will say, as Shalom, I was
Yeah.
privileged to serve as this.
This and that.
Your
yeah.
career worked for you, but it also helped others.
Others, yeah, 100%.
The other thing is to push.
Mm.
We have to push. We always have obstacles in life,
Yeah, man.
but you have to keep pushing.
Mm.
The other one he talks about was focus. You know, you have to put your attention onto one thing
Yeah.
and make sure you're good at it, which drives me into the other thing, which is good. Make sure whatever you're doing, there is a goodness that comes in it.
Excellent.
You're not just doing it
Yeah,
for the sake of doing.
Yeah.
You're doing so that you are good at it.
Yeah.
And you can be able to serve others by doing that good thing.
100.
And then there's hard work. We talk about hard work,
Work ethic,
and
yeah.
everything else that comes with hard work, and just putting in the work and making sure that you achieve that which you set yourself to do.
Yeah.
Now, I have given you the 8 words, the 8 secrets of success. Which are your key takeaway homes from the 8 of them? Which one can you say, this works for me. This is what I'm good at out of all those that I've mentioned.
Okay, for me, I'd say persistence,
Yes.
hard work, focus, good, and serve.
Wow.
Yeah, for me, that's what really, like, if I look at like my fashion, if I look at our podcast that we're doing with my boy,
Yeah.
like, that's what I get to see in it. Passion. Also passion. Did I list that? If I didn't, then passion, yeah, because, man, I have passion for what I do. Yeah, and that makes me create more, that makes me want to achieve more in the sphere and the field of fashion that I'm in. Like, it makes me even think and dream big. Yeah.
What are yours?
To start with, like, you know, I don't, I'm wired in a certain way, and that is such that, like, I don't do anything that I'm not comfortable with. Something that, like, and comfort might be the wrong word, but something that I don't very easily connect to. Like, on a daily basis, I travel to. You get?
Yeah,
If I travel to it on a daily basis with ease, then that's my thing. So that actually, like, you know, would have me merge the serve and good into purpose. So purpose would be, like, you know, the very first thing, because how I define purpose, to be honest, is, like, you know, just playing the instrument of your life. The people who dance to it, the people who find that music entertaining,
Yeah.
those are the people you serve. And like the other one would be consistency and persistence. For me, consistency has actually, like, you know, worked for me, because, like, if you look at, like, I enjoy long journeys. And I enjoy them because there are lots of lessons, enough lessons to actually sustain you through life. So that, like, if you can live a life that taught you things, lessons that you can replicate across other projects, then, I mean, like, that's something. Allow me to actually, like, you know, and this might actually sound very controversial, but, like, allow me to say that, like, I don't look at it. When I look at life, and this is personal, I could be very wrong. When I look at life, I don't look at it. I don't want to look at life and say I lived a successful life. But, like, you know, if I can look back at, like, the life I lived and probably said, hey, I lived a fulfilled life. Yeah, fulfilled fits me best. Yeah, because like, with success comes metrics. But fulfillment is a thing that nobody can ever measure. It's the abstract idea of success. You get? That's something that Shalom I can't touch about you. Like I can hold and all that. But success, we can go to the bank. We can measure your value and say, hey, this is like, how successful you've been. So that would be it for me. Consistency and boiling down to purpose.
Wow. It's always my pleasure to have you guys in my discussion because you guys bring out these topics so profoundly. And
Thank you.
I love that you're so confident to use your experiences
100,
to actually, educate and inspire a young person out there. Yeah, so that will be it for this episode. It was amazing, and keep it locked at Success Africa for more amazing and inspiring content. Thank you.